up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Laura, and today we are going to talk about if you should compete in a bikini competition or not. This can also apply not just to bikini, but physique, figure, any other category as well. So for those who don't know, I have previously competed in the bikini division 7 times. So I also just wanted to share a video right here that I previously made, and it is what to expect as a bikini competitor. So I just share some tips from my previous experiences. So if you've ever toyed with the idea of whether or not you should compete in a bikini competition, I have made a list of reasons why you should and why you shouldn't. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So you should not compete in a bikini competition if you have body issues or issues with food. If you previously overeat, undereat, you binge, you restrict, if you're already having these issues before going into a show, I would definitely recommend not doing a show. You are going to be on a regimented meal plan, or you're tracking macros, and it is just going to magnify this issue. If you're already looking in the mirror and thinking that you are bigger or smaller than you are, you can just play with your mind. So from my personal experience, I would not recommend entering a bikini competition if you have issues with food or body issues. If you cannot take criticism well, or if you are a sore loser, you should not compete. This is a judged sport. You are standing up on stage in a small bikini in front of a panel of judges who are judging what you look like compared to a whole line of girls. If that's like a freaky thought for you, just avoid it, because it is a judged sport. This next one should go without saying, but if you hate working out, if you dread going to the gym, competing is not for you. I guarantee you will be in the gym at least 5 days a week, probably more. So, I mean, just don't set yourself up for failure from the beginning. If you cannot commit to a goal, if you cannot make sacrifices, and if you cannot make a lifestyle change, then you should not compete. Competing is very demanding. It requires you to say no to a lot of things, to be disciplined, and really focused on your goals. If you don't think that you can commit to all of that, then I would not enter a competition. This next one should also go without saying, but if you don't have the funds to compete, then you can't compete, basically. I will link a video here that I previously made, and it is the cost of competing. It is a very expensive sport. There's a lot that goes into it. Just be aware of how much you have to save and budget before you decide if you should compete or not. And my last reason why you should not compete is if you are doing it for someone else. So I previously kind of dealt with this before. I had gained sponsorship with a supplement company, and they were kind of thinking that I was going to compete in this next show, and I didn't really want to, but I did anyways. So that's one example of that. Also, if you are dating someone in the fitness industry and you think that you should do a show because they're doing a show, that's another reason why you shouldn't do it. So just really think about it and decide to do a show for you. If you're doing it for someone else, you're gonna be miserable. It means so much more if you do it for you and only you. All right, now let's get into why you should compete, and we'll finish this video on a more of a high note. My first one would be that you love being on stage, and you love getting ready and doing your hair and makeup and the spray tan, and you just love all of that, then you definitely should compete. I know the stage can be so nerve-wracking for some people. It's part of the sport. I mean, you should be a little bit nervous and anxious before you go on. You want to show your best. I remember my very first show, I came off and I loved being on stage. It gives you this high like no other. Definitely, if you love being on stage, then competing would be for you. If you want to meet more people in the fitness industry, then competing is a great way to do this. From my previous experience, I joined a team and I met so many other athletes competing. So it was a great way to network. I've also gained sponsorships through competing, and some of my best friends now are people that I met through competing and in the fitness industry, because you're just surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. If you want to meet others that are doing the same thing that you're into and you're passionate about, then competing would be a great idea for you. Next thought on if you should compete or not is if you have a good support system. I remember when I hired my first coach for my first show, and one of the first questions that she asked me was, does your boyfriend support what you do? And I said, absolutely. I think that's really important. I think if you don't have that support system, then it's going to make training so much harder. There are definitely those tough days when you don't want to work out and you are struggling and you're tired. It's so good to have someone there to be able to talk to and just kind of like push you off the couch and get your butt out the door. And people that will support you will understand when you can't do something. They won't hinder your progress. They will support you in your journey to the stage. So for me, competing is really like the ultimate challenge. If you like a challenge, then competing is great. If you have the willpower to watch what you eat, if you have the time to go to the gym, competing is an amazing fitness challenge. I would definitely recommend it if you want to just take your fitness to the next level and really see what you can do. To kind of elaborate on my last point, I think competing is a great option for you if you want to get in the best shape of your life. If you want to push your body to places that you've probably never seen it before, competing is a great option to help you do that. And last but definitely not least, you should do a competition if you are a competitive person by nature. This doesn't just mean competing with the other people on the stage, but you should also be competing with yourself and always trying to strive to bring a better package than you did before, or put in a better session at the gym than you did the day before. But at the same time, it's so important to stay humble. There are just a lot of people, you know, that kind of are sore losers, or they put a bad taste in some people's mouth. So yeah, it's just always good to stay competitive but stay humble. So that is all I have for you guys today. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. For more fit tips, follow me on Instagram or Snapchat. I hope you guys subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.